Here's another video on how to strengthen the glute med. Like another video that we did, this is going to be a little different because we're going to change the angle of the leg, and that's going to work more of our middle fibers of that glute med. So I always recommend working the muscle in its entirety for hip health. Now I will make a note for this specific exercise, if you're someone who is dealing with sciatic issues, this is one that may potentially aggravate it. So if that's the case, I'd recommend practicing the other glute videos that I share. Now for this exercise, what we're going to do is we are going to lay on our side. And if you are someone who has a little bit more wider hips, what that might do is that can throw the hips into a little bit of a hip hike, which we don't want. We want a neutral hip. So what I'd recommend is if there's space here in the lower back, as you lay on your side, you can place your hand under you and there's space, is we can bolster ourselves with a small pillow or a yoga mat, something you can place under that low back right above the hips, and that's going to create more of a flush hip and shoulder position. Okay, so if you need that, that's there, but if you can lay flat and your hips are not hiking up, then you're in a good position. You don't need that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to lay on our side. Bottom arm is going to rest on the ground with our head resting on that hand or the arm. And we're going to make sure that, again, our upper back and lower back are straight. We're not rounding anywhere. Try to be tall in this position. And we can take that bottom leg and lift that knee or bring it up in front of our hips here. With that bottom knee bent at 90 degrees, we're going to pull that foot back on that bottom side up towards the knee. And this leg is going to stay here. Okay, from here, our top leg is going to be, we can start in a line with the hip so it's straight down. And what we're going to do is we want to be about 30 degrees forward. So we're going to take that leg forward, and you'll know because that leg will be close to your heel on that bottom side leg. Okay, so it's next to the heel. My leg is straight here. I want to make sure that we're not compensating that lower back. So if your lower back is really arching or it's curved, try to get more of a lower, flatter back. Okay, so from here, we're going to keep our leg straight. I want you to go into internal rotation of that top leg. So we're rotating down to the floor with that foot and that knee. We want to pull the foot back as much as we can towards the body. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift this leg up towards the sky, all the way up. And then we're going to bring it right back down to that same spot. And then back up. And as you're doing this, I want you to try to lift up as high as you're able to. As you're rotating that entire leg, where you're going to feel this exercise working is on that outer side hip on the top side. Make sure when you bring that foot down, you're landing in that same spot. Same thing as you're lifting that leg up, try to bring it to that same spot all the way up. So you're going in a straight line up and down. You want to make sure that as you're lifting, you're not bringing that leg forward or bringing that leg back. Try to stay in that complete straight vertical line. I'm going to remind you to breathe. Keep pulling the toes back on each leg. Make sure that low back stays flat. It's not rounding. And that top hip is right above that bottom hip. Your top arm can be on the floor for balance, or you can hold on to this knee. If you feel like this knee is moving around, you can hold on to it if that's comfortable. We're breathing. How many reps should you do? I try to get my clients to work up to 50 repetitions. You might be like, holy cow, that's a lot. Do what you can. If you can only do 10, do 10. If you can do 20 with good form, do 20. The goal is to work into those higher reps. I'll do one more time on this side. And relax. Ooh, I felt that one. Okay, now we're going to switch sides. Before we do that, what we can do is we can show a progression, or not a progression, but a more optimal way of doing this exercise. So I'd recommend this. If you mastered that position I showed, everything was good, we'll add this one. If not, keep working on the form. And then what we're going to do is we can add more fascial tension with our feet. So looking at the arches of our foot, there's two motions that we can do. We can push those arches away from us, or we can pull those arches in towards the body. So we rotate the arches out, and we can rotate the arches in. I'd have you practice that to gain some awareness of that. So out, and then back in. We're going to work on the pulling in portion for this other side, and then when you do the other side again, then you can apply this technique. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lay on this angle so you can see me better. See my top leg? But the position is going to be the same. So we're going to lay on our side. Head is on the bottom arm. Our bottom leg, that knee is going to slide up. 90-degree bend here. I'm going to pull that foot back on that bottom leg. Okay, I'm in nice alignment here. My low back isn't arching. My top hip's above my bottom hip. I'm going to take that top leg, and we're starting at neutral. And then we're going to bring it about 30 degrees forward or close to that bottom heel, just so long that it's in front of our hip. Okay. And then from here, we're going to rotate that leg down. I'm going to pull my foot back towards my body, but now I'm also going to rotate my arch in towards the body like we just practiced. So remember the two motions: arches press away and arch presses in. We're to do arch pressing in. So from here, we're going to lift straight up and then right back down. And then up and down. And this is going to be the movement. You're going to breathe through this one. You're going to work on rotating that top leg as much as you can. Notice the difference between both sides, so your right leg and left leg. Is one easier to lift your leg up? Does one get tired faster than the other? That's a good sign that there might be a little imbalance between the two, and it's good to work on those imbalances. Keep rotating that entire leg down. Make sure that top hip stays above your bottom hip. Good. I'll change the angle in case that works better for you. Keep rotating down. Make sure your head stays back, chin is. You're not looking down towards that leg, creating a curve. I'm going to do 4 more on this side. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and relax. Good job. Okay, when you do this exercise, it's important that you do as many as you can with good form. Once your form starts to break, that's a good time to stop, and then you can switch and do the other side. I recommend doing this one for 2, maybe even 3 rounds, and try to spread that out throughout the week, and you'll notice that your hips are getting stronger. Enjoy.